gentlemen, Bob Garvey with the Bible Strength Project, here with another episode of the Daily Bible Breakdown, where we're doing two things. One, we're reading through the Bible in just 1 year. Normally say that second, but I'm going to say it first, which is epic. And two, we're lifting up biblical truth, help us get stronger mentally, physically, most importantly, spiritually. As you can see, I was just getting a couple extra burpees in for my 100 daily burpees. Hopefully you're getting a fitness in as well. And also, as you can see, I'm in the basement of blessings.
Basement of blessings.
Which for you new folks, it's just my basement downstairs. It's full of blessings though. Let's get a better background here for everybody to see. There we go. I think I'm going up. I'm going up on my treadmill. We have an awesome DVB for you today. I know I say that every day, but I really mean it. First of all, it is Swole Wednesday. And so Swole Wednesday means send your pics of your swollenness into us to my cell phone below, 717-572-8440. And if the Swole Council deems you worthy, you might be able to get your picture in. Now listen. Last week, we had a really slow week. Like a really slow week of swole pictures. So I need you all to step it up. Okay? I understand what happened. Totally understand. It was all my fault. When you put Big John in there with his Spartan race, was it Spartan race? No, it was Savage race. Sorry, Savage guys, it was Savage race. When you have a Big John exclusive, nobody can compare. Like, I'm not going to send my pictures in. I can't compare to that guy. I understand. So this week we're going to go the opposite. Here's a picture of me working out in my cat hat. All right, you all can beat that. I know you can. Daily Bible reading today is Nehemiah 11 through 13 and Psalm 126. We continue with our five-finger death punch method of biblical analysis. Still working on sound effect contest. But we're looking at the NIV and NLT, CEV, Amplified, and the Message version of the Bibles to get you the very best daily Bible insight. Let's go chapter by chapter, see what's going on. Chapter 11. We read how the Jewish people drew lots to see who would move themselves and their families into the city of Jerusalem, right? And then there's a list of all the people that moved. Now check this out. It occurred to me as I was reading this list. You've heard me say this many times before, right? That there's a certain list of people, and it's a good list. If you and I were living back in those times and we were Israelites, we would want to be on that list. And I thought about it, and I thought, you know what? There's really no bad list of people in the Bible. These big, long lists, there's no list of idiots. What does this mean? This is very practical. How many of us actually read the lists? Read the names, have the discipline and maturity to read each name in the list? I don't. Sorry, right? I kind of scan through it. Even with my biblical expertise, I scan through it. So here's what I want you to do. When you come across a list, you're going to scan through it, you're going to skip over it. Think to yourself, at least these were good people who did the right thing. 99% of the lists in the Bible are good people who did the right thing. There you go. A very practical way to read the Bible. Chapter 12. We get another list of good people who did the right thing. This time it's a list of priests and Levites. So use your new tools. Then we have a dedication of the wall. Check this out. This is pretty cool. Nehemiah gets two choirs going. And he puts them up on the wall, and then they walk in opposite directions. So they're going on the wall of Jerusalem, which is a pretty big wall, right? It's Jerusalem's a big city. I had a chance to jog around part of that wall at one point. It's miles, right? So the two choirs are going in opposite directions and singing. I thought that was pretty cool. All right, so that is chapter 12. Chapter 13. Oh, man. We end the book of Nehemiah on kind of a down note. Nehemiah goes back to King Artaxerxes for a bit, and then he comes back and he finds the Israelites have imploded. They've lost their minds. Well, what have they done? Well, first they gave Tobias a room in the house of the Lord. Remember, Tobias is one of the most vocal critics. Nehemiah's like, dudes, what are you doing? They're not giving donations to the priests. They're working on the Sabbath. They're intermarrying, which is huge, no. And they're doing all these crazy stuff. But you know what? They should have thought twice, because you don't mess with Nehemiah. Check this out, verse 25. Nehemiah rebuked them, called curses down on them, beat some of them, and pulled out their hair. So Nehemiah goes like all berserker on them, like all Tasmanian devil on them. Tech guy, you got some Tasmanian devil for me? Nice. So the book ends with Nehemiah reasserting his control over the Israelites. Psalm 126. In this psalm, the Israelite people are rejoicing at all the good things that God has done for them. We read in verse 1, when the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, we were like those who dreamed. Things were so good that they thought they were dreaming. This is obviously before Nehemiah came back and pulled out everyone's hair. Okay. What do we learn about today's reading? How do we get stronger today, Pastor? Well, I want to spend some time in Psalm 126. Verse 5 we read, this is the NIV version. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. So here's the thing about this verse. It's so true, man. So much of our happiness in our life, so much of the pleasure, so much of the joy is deeper and fuller because of the not so good times we have had. I'm preaching to somebody. Somebody's saying amen, right? Finding the love of our life is so much more meaningful if we've lived for so long without them or with a couple bozos, right? The joy of having a newborn baby is magnified for the couple who's been trying for years. Success is better after having many failures. Wins feel sweeter after having losses. Those who sow with tears reap with songs of joy. Now listen, here's what it means for us today. If you have tears, if you're crying, if you're mourning, if you have sadness, brokenness, even despair, God says there's a time coming when I will make all things new. Amen? No more tears, no more pain. And then the people like you and me and people who have endured the most, the deepest valleys, the highest mountains, right? The darkest times will get to celebrate the most because your songs of joy will be the loudest. Amen. Those who sow with tears reap with songs of joy. Amen. Good DBB for today. And now for
Today's power verse.
Similar theme. Psalm 30, verse 11. You have turned for me my mourning into dancing. You have loosed my sackcloth and girded me with gladness. Girded with gladness. Do me a favor. Get out your daily Bible reading tracker. Or at the very least, at least mentally, give yourself a check. Give yourself credit for doing the work today. Count it as a win. I'm Bob Garvey with the Daily Bible Breakdown. See you tomorrow.